The last topic for today is
my friend,
your friend, the Queen of Freedom.
Yeah.
We want to chat about this online controversy. It started a couple weeks ago, right after our last show, actually, with Miss Christine Anderson. For those who are not aware, Christine Anderson is a member of the European Parliament, representing Germany and her party, the AFD. She rose to prominence in Canada last year during the Freedom Convoy. When Trudeau went abroad, he went to go speak at the European Parliament, and Christine stood up and called him out. I think we have that clip loaded. Let's play that.
Oh, yeah.
It would have been more appropriate for Mr. Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada, to address this House according to Article 144, an article which was specifically designed to debate violations of human rights, democracy and the rule of law, which is clearly the case with Mr. Trudeau. Then again, a Prime Minister who openly admires the Chinese basic dictatorship, who tramples on fundamental rights by persecuting and criminalizing his own citizens as terrorists just because they dared to stand up to his perverted concept of democracy, should not be allowed to speak in this House at all. Mr. Trudeau, you are a disgrace for any democracy. Please spare us your presence. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
So Christine is based. She calls out Trudeau stronger than any Conservative, any elected official in Canada had for the 2 years before that during the entire COVID pandemic, not to mention the Freedom Convoy. Fast forward to this year, a couple weeks back, Christine had been touring Canada, making stops in many major cities across the country. She also sat down for a lunch with a few CPC MPs, Leslie Lewis, Dean Allison.
That's interesting. Go on.
Dean Allison and Colin Carey. This triggered a backlash from the mainstream media and all sorts of special interest groups, like the Center for Israel and Jewish Affairs. Pierre quickly capitulated to the woke mob, let's call them, and issued these statements through a favorable journalist, Brian Lilly. Let's put them up on screen. Many people were very skeptical that these statements were true. They don't trust the fake news media, but these were pretty obviously legitimate statements coming from the opposition leader's office.
Approved by the leader.
Certainly. And since then, we've had further confirmation. Last week, just this past weekend, Pierre did I'm calling him Trudeau. They're basically the same guy. Did an interview, I believe, in Hamilton, where he confirmed these comments. Let's play that clip.
German MEP Christine Anderson as, quote, hateful and racist when she was touring Canada and had met with a couple of Conservative MPs. What are the views that you ascribe to her that are hateful and racist, to use your terms?
I mean, she attacked Muslims. She said that Islam is a misogynist religion, and that she didn't actually. She said it wasn't a religion at all. Well, there are over 1 million Muslims in Canada. I don't believe that that's true. And if someone had said that about Christianity, well, we'd all be up in arms. And so I disagree with the comments that she's made.
So there you have it, straight from the horse's mouth, unequivocal. Pierre has called Christine a racist.
Yeah.
What do you think about these comments? What do you think about Christine's comments?
First, I believe that you must go on with the story. What he did after that, he threw under the bus the 3 MPs.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's what he did. So he said, she's a racist. These 3 Conservative MPs had a meeting with her, a lunch with her, and he said it was inappropriate. And he just said, and they said, they wrote a statement, and they said, we were not aware of her views. But you know what? That was true. They were not aware of her views, because you cannot find anything on social media about her being a racist and about her being a Nazi. You won't find anything.
Yeah.
So that's why they were not aware that she's supposed to be a racist and a Nazi. So when they wrote that, they were right. But, Trudeau said to these 3 MPs, it's too bad. She's a racist. And they said, okay, leader, I want to be a minister in your new government, so I'm listening to you. And also my former friend, Leslie Lewis. And I must say, I don't like to use color and race, but Leslyn, she's black. And she was with Christine, she's white. Christine is not a racist, she was with Leslyn, and vice versa. So that's all BS. And after that, Leslyn Lewis, the day after Trudeau said, and he threw her under the bus, the day after, she was with Pierre Poilievre the Sunday for the month of
Black History Month.
Do we have a White History Month? I don't know. So for that month, the Black History Month, and she was all there with the leader. So they are not for you. They are just there from themselves, and including Leslyn Lewis. She wants to be elected. She wants to be a minister, a part of that government. And she said to Pierre privately, sorry, I did a mistake. You're right. Christine is a racist. But I know Christine. And I had the opportunity to meet her the first time in Montreal, but I was doing a lot of Zoom teleconference meetings with her during COVID-19 because we share the same point of view about freedom. So I can tell you that she's a great lady. She's the queen, the freedom queen of Canada. And
an honorary PPC member.
Oh, yeah. And at the same time, when I had that meeting with her, I took the opportunity to give her and you can see on her vest that she has the new PPC pin, and she was very happy with that. And she understands that we have the same battle. And also, she's fighting like us. She's fighting for sustainable immigration in Germany, and she understands what it is when you open your borders. They had a big wave of migrants in Germany a couple of years ago, and now they're not integrated in the society and they have challenges. So we just want also sustainable immigration here in Canada like her.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think about her comments on Islam?
Oh, actually, she has a point there. She has a point. Yeah, it's not being anti-Muslim. We had a candidate, Salim Mansour.
Yeah,
he is a Muslim. And he said, I'm against radical Islam.
Exactly.
Radical Islam is political philosophy.
Yeah.
So you can be.
I think that's what she meant when she said it's not a religion. I think she more meant it's not just a religion.
Yeah,
it's this whole political aspect.
Absolutely,
to Islam.
Absolutely. There's the political aspect, and so that's the fight that she's doing, and she's not doing a fight against Muslim. She's doing a fight against the political ideology, radical Islam.
Yeah, and standing for German values, much like we do here.
That's it. For Western civilization values.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I thought it was so disappointing. Leslyn Lewis had a pretty strong response. She called out Trudeau as a racist, but the way she just turned around.
She went on the attack. She used our color to try to get out of that scandal. And so, the best defense is the attack. And she attacked Trudeau, saying she's not a racist. But
he's the racist.
Why attacking Trudeau? That's your boss.
Yeah.
Your boss told you that you're a racist because you were with a racist. So Christine is a racist. If you're with her, it's because you're a racist. And so she just attacked Trudeau about racism.
Yeah.
But why not her boss? That's her boss, Pierre Poilievre, who threw her out under the bus.
Throws her under the bus. And then the next day, she's being used like his token black for Black History Month. It's really disgusting to see. It's disappointing from both of them, to be honest.
So for us, I just want to repeat, you're black, you're white, you're yellow. We don't care. We don't care. And we're not doing pandering and identity politics. If you support our ideas, you're welcome. We don't want to know your religion. We don't want to know what you're doing in your bed. We don't want to know the color of your face. We are doing politics based on strong principle. And if you're black or white or any color and you want to build a better country, you're welcome in our party.
Okay. And then right after that comment, he not only just denounced Christine Anderson, but Pierre denounced you. Let's watch that clip.
And I said so.
What would your message be to the people who are supporters of yours that went out and saw her speak and felt like you were making a swipe at them, perhaps?
Well, I wasn't making a swipe at them. I'm simply speaking directly and clearly, the same way I condemn Justin Trudeau for his racist blackface and for his nasty comments that he's directed at minorities, including the unvaccinated. The same way I denounce Maxime Bernier for attending the World Economic Forum. I think Maxime really has to come clean on why he attended the World Economic Forum, why he was involved in that, why he proposed free trade with communist China, why he said that he admires the freedoms that exist in communist China, and I would denounce him for making those comments as well.
That's a pretty meek denouncement. I think you might be getting a bit nervous, don't you think? A little bit desperate?
Yeah, for saying things that I said something about.
It's time to come clean, Maxim.
Oh yeah, okay.
Why did you go to the World Economic Forum?
But
he doesn't watch our live streams, I guess.
I did that long time ago, as you know. It's all over on social media, and I saw a tweet about an interview that we did together about that. So being very short, because everybody, you know the story. 2008, I was a conservative. 2008, I was a minister. 2008, I was a foreign affairs minister. 2008, we were in war in Afghanistan. And in 2008, our Canadian forces didn't have the right equipment for that war, like they don't still today. So Harper, my boss and prime minister at that time, said, Maxime, you must try to find more help from our allies. And I said, everybody will be at that conference in Davos, the World Economic Forum. I'll be able to have meetings with a lot of my counterparts, other foreign affairs ministers, and I did. And I asked them to help us in Kandahar in Afghanistan. I didn't have time to assist to that meeting of the World Economic Forum. We were at the same place physically, and I had this meeting, and after that I left. So I was there to work for my country, to work for the Canadian forces, and to help them to have the right equipment during that war in Afghanistan. So that was the story, and that happened in 2008.
I can't believe that Pierre would have the gall to imply that you're the globalist when you're the only one that's been calling out the UN 2030 agenda, the World Economic Forum for the last few years.
And he is the globalist.
He's the one that's pushing globalist policies.
Yeah, he's in line with the UN Migration Compact. He's in line with the Paris Accord. He's in line with open borders, more immigration.
These are two pillars coming from the world, from the United Nations, at least. The Global Migration Compact and the Paris Accord.
Yes.
And this is key to their plans of some sort of global government as well, right? Free movement of people, control over people's energy use. This is key to the long-term vision for this country. And so Pierre's walking lockstep. He's talking in this language that would be indistinguishable from someone from the World Economic Forum.
He's a globalist. Yeah.
It's just absurd.
No.
And then he calls you out for comments about China. I would give you the chance to speak to them now, but you've already done that. Let's watch a clip from February 2019, speaking towards your previous comments on free trade with China.
Let me talk about some issues, because you're trying to put your party on the map. China, when you ran for the leadership of the Conservative Party, you really wanted free trade with China. Meantime, China is now threatening Canada. They've used words like white supremacy. Do you still advocate free trade with China?
No, I don't. I changed my idea about that with everything that is happening recently. I think it is not important to have a free trade agreement with China. It is not a priority, and I'm not for that right now. And I don't see a future free trade with China. I think the most important is to work with our allies and developing a very good relationship with the US and our allies. And you know what China they're doing right now, they're a dictatorship, and we know that.
There it is. Pierre's worse than Evan Solomon. He's worse than the fake news media.
Yeah. So I remember now that interview, and yes, and that's the position of the PPC. That's always been the position of the PPC. We have a strong stance against China, and that's our position, and that will stay our position. So it's clear.
There are real enemies here. We're focused on the real target, not distracted by unnecessary foreign wars like the other globalists in the House of Commons.
Yeah.